Jennifer Lopez is as shady as they come, but what dark secrets has she tried to hide from us? From lawsuits to false advertising, I'm spilling a few, so let's talk about it. Jennifer Lopez's name has surfaced in a $400 million SA lawsuit against her ex-boyfriend Sean Diddy Combs. I'll be very honest with you, it's been very hard to keep track of every person that has accused Diddy of something, anything, but it's going to be quite difficult to not remember this one in particular. The case, filed by Michigan inmate Derek Lee Cardello Smith, who is actually serving his own sentence for a SA case of his own, alleges that Diddy spiked his drink and SA'd him during a 1997 after party. Court documents actually reveal plans to call Jennifer Lopez as a witness, citing her past relationship with the rapper from 1999 to 2001 as potentially helpful for providing relevant insights. Cardello Smith alleges he first met Diddy while working as a bartender at a bar that Diddy would frequent sometimes. His claim is that Diddy invited him to a private after party at a hotel in Detroit, where the rapper offered him a drink that was allegedly laced with an unknown illegal substance. According to the lawsuit, Cardello Smith said he felt a little unstable, dizzy, lost consciousness, and later woke up to Diddy engaging in intimate acts with a woman. He alleges that Diddy actually said to him, "I did this to you too." Upon noticing he had regained consciousness, woke up and was watching them. Jennifer Lopez has not publicly commented on the allegations, but her potential involvement has captured widespread attention. Speculation suggests, her testimony could actually provide crucial insights into Diddy's character during the time of their relationship. The mention of Jennifer Lopez has added a new dimension to the case, fueling public interest as well as speculation. While it remains unclear whether Lopez will testify or not, her involvement could influence the trajectory of the lawsuit and bring additional attention to the allegations against Diddy. Diddy's legal team has labeled it as baseless, and that Cardello Smith mentioned 2 different locations for his alleged incident. Now, they are also arguing that the claims were filed past the statute of limitations. Only time will tell if Jennifer comments on this case or gets involved at all. My guess is that her PR team will advise her to keep quiet, like they have for many other things, and we will likely never hear, a word from her, but keep your eyes open, you never know. Jenny from the block? Not anymore, she's not, unless the block you're referring to is one on Beverly Hills. A huge chunk of J.Lo's fame comes from repeating over and over and over again that she's still Jenny from the block. She grew up in the Bronx and her family wasn't rich, allegedly. J.Lo has even gone on the record and said, I shared a bed with my 2 sisters, and yet she actually won't go back there. Despite growing up in poverty in the Bronx and writing a song about it, J.Lo only agreed to be in a vehicle commercial if she didn't actually have to go to the Bronx. This report centered around J.Lo's 2011 Fiat commercial, where the company figured it would be neat to film the star, in her home territory, which is fair. And while the ad appears to be in the Bronx, it was actually filmed in Los Angeles. It was reported that J.Lo used a body double for the Bronx scenes. The commercial basically featured Lopez driving a Fiat 500 through the streets of New York City and takes the viewer on a nice little route-returning inspirational drive down memory lane. She says in voiceover, as she's shown behind the steering wheel, "Here, this is my world. This place inspires me to be tougher, to stay sharper, to think faster. They may just be streets to you, but to me, they're a playground." The commercial also included images of the Bronx, such as a breakdancer, a man drumming on a pail, and a mural that said, "I heart the Bronx." The graffiti artist that actually did that mural felt that their work was used without permission, and that actually stirred up quite a bit of controversy. The company itself didn't do much to try and clarify things, as the press release, they issued to go along with the 60-second My World spot declared that the commercial showed Lopez driving a Fiat 500 as she travels through the streets of Manhattan to the Bronx, where she grew up. While J.Lo's camp has, so far kept quiet on the controversy for years, Fiat did issue a statement at the time where they acknowledged the movie magic that went into filming the spot, but offered no apology as to the misleading nature of the commercial. A big secret J.Lo never wanted the public to catch wind of is the story of how she shamelessly stole songs and vocals from other artists. There have been allegations and controversy surrounding Jennifer's music and vocals over the years. Some critics and fans have accused her of using ghostwriters, auto-tune, and stealing vocals. One notable example is the controversy surrounding her hit single If You Had My Love in 1999. Some people claim that the song's vocals were not entirely J.Lo's, but rather a combination of her voice and that of a demo singer. Ashanti has even gone on interviews and said they kept her vocals and ad-libs on the record. In particular, J.Lo's song I'm Real was actually made for Ashanti. She even sang it, but it was given to J.Lo. Even the song What's Love by Ashanti and Fat Joe was supposed to be given to J.Lo, but Fat Joe basically stood on business and made sure Ashanti stayed on that track with him. Another notable example is the song Play from 2001, which was alleged to have used vocals from a demo recorded by a different singer. J.Lo's team denied these allegations, of course, stating that she, has recorded the songs herself. One of the most well-known shadiest moments towards J.Lo is, of course, the Mariah Carey moment. The feud between the two has been like a topic of discussion for years, and the most notable instance was when Mariah Carey said in an interview when asked about J.Lo, "I don't know her." That phrase has become so iconic, and Mariah also threw shade at the allegation that J.Lo doesn't sing her own songs. In an article, Mariah once said she only slept 3 hours a night, in response to J.Lo saying that she actually sleeps about 8. She then followed it though by saying, you know what, if I had the luxury of not actually having to sing my own songs, I would sleep 8 hours a night too. Ouch. Now, are you Team Mariah or Team J.Lo? Do you think she's guilty of every accusation thrown her way? I don't know. But Lopez, stealing habits worsened as time went on. It was a known rumor in the industry that J.Lo cannot sing well and shamelessly lip sync when performing live. In rare moments where J.Lo was actually singing, her performances were just subpar. When it came to, recording a majority of her songs, J.Lo utilized background vocals of predominantly black female vocalists. Using background vocals is not uncommon in the music industry, of course, many people do it. The issue is that Lopez passed many vocals from other singers as her own, essentially committing fraud. The term background vocalist is misleading when the background singer performs the most memorable parts of the song. J.Lo's most infamous interview that almost ruined her career has become a dark cloud over her head that she's tried to keep under wraps for so long. It's alleged she tried to pay blog sites to delete it and just get rid of it forever, tried to get everyone to basically forget about it, and basically, is under the impression that not many people know about it. Well, that's why I'm here to expose it again to hopefully, a new audience of people who are unaware of it. A 1998 interview with Movie Line almost destroyed her completely. J.Lo was 27 at the time, had recently married Ohani Noah, and her star, was on the rise after appearing in films including Money Train, Out of Sight, Anaconda, Selena, and U-Turn. In this interview, she criticized several actresses' acting skills, saying that most were not good actresses and implying that acting is like a craft that requires, dedication and very hard work. She went in for Madonna, and to quote, she said, "Do I think she's a great performer? Yes. Do I think she's a great actress? No." She then went on to make even bigger mistakes by saying negative comments about other actresses, including Cameron Diaz, where she says, "A lucky model who's been given a lot of opportunities, I just wish she would have done more with. She's beautiful and has a great presence though." And then she went in on Gwyneth Paltrow saying, "Tell me what she's been in. I swear to God, I don't remember anything she was in. Some people get hot by association. I heard more about her and Brad Pitt than I ever heard about her work." Gwyneth Paltrow would actually go on to win an Oscar a few months later, so that's kind of funny considering J.Lo never has and likely will never even touch an Oscar. Her comments about Madonna, however, sparked a huge feud between the two, with Madonna, later responding that Lopez just couldn't sing. The interview was widely reported and created like a media frenzy, damaging J.Lo's reputation and relationships within the industry. Lopez did apologize for her statements and said they were taken out of context and, misquoted, but the damage was done, and it even made Lopez consider quitting the industry altogether. I think it's funny that J.Lo has had so many opinions on who is or isn't a great actress, as if she's a great actress herself. None of her critiques aged well. Most can be said about her today, if we're being totally honest. The thing is too, is that some of what she said did have a lot of truth to it, but the problem is it came from her and not somebody else who is like an Oscar winner, So I still don't think, she then nor now is in a position to throw shade when it comes to acting, but Lopez's reputation, was severely damaged, and the actor said, that she cried for hours when the interview was published. She said, I was so misquoted. It was so taken out of context. It's such a sore subject for me. She continued to add, I don't like to hurt anybody. I don't like to hurt their feelings. I like to joke. So I do that sometimes. What they wrote in that article hurt people. Lopez addressed the controversial interview again, like a year later after that, saying, it gave me a lot of notoriety in the moment. And then it made a lot of people in the industry really peed off. I didn't realize that my words could impact people that way. I was a nobody at that time, so I was still in that kind of fan mentality back in the Bronx. Do any of you guys feel bad for J.Lo, or is this a case of reaping what you sow? Let me know your thoughts. I'm your host, Ashley. It's been great catching up.